What we're going to do is solve by graphing, and we're going to graph an inequality. An inequality means we're going to draw a line and we're going to shade. So if we go to our 1, go down to, and because it's a inequality, this is a dotted line. And then we're going to shade. So we have to check, see if 0 works. So if I put 0 in here, greater than 1, is that true? It's false. So I'm going to shade away from the 0. So here's my shading, my red shading. See how that works? So now let's do our next graph. So our next graph we'll do in blue. So we start at the 3. 1, 2, 3. And we go up 1 to the right 1. And we draw our line. And now we're going to shade if it's true. So I'm going to put my 0 in there. Less than, equal to 3, which happens to be true. So I'm going to shade towards the 0. And if you look very closely, where the two shading markings intersect is the answer. So I'm going to shade that in gray or black, however color. So there is the answer to an inequality that has two equations. We want the shading part where they intersect. We're going to solve this inequality by getting y by itself. So the red one here, if I move the 3x over and then divide by -1, so it looks like this, -3x plus 2, but I have to divide by -1. And so I end up with y, and I have to switch the signs, 3x minus 2. So I can go down to the -2, go up 3 into the right 1, and it's a solid line because there's a line underneath it. And now I'm going to shade, but I have to know if it's true. So I put 0, 0 in there, and I get, is that true? It is false. So my red shading is going to go away from the 0. So there's my shading in the red, like such. So now I'm going to go to the other equation, this blue one. So I end up with a negative y less than -3x minus 5. And I divide everything by -1, -1, -1. So I have to switch the signs. This is a 3x plus 5. So I go to the 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right there. I go up 3 into the right 1, and I draw my dotted line. My fault. I have to have it dotted in here because there's no line underneath it. And so I check to see if it's true. When I put 0 in and I get 0 bigger than 5, it's not true. So I'm going to shade away from the 0. So I shade this way. Now notice the shadings this time do not cross or intersect. So this would be a no solution, or because the shadings never intersect.